Ladies and gentlemen, this is a pivotal day. This is an important day. As many times in our life, as many challenges that we have, when we have ideas, when we have dreams, when we have goals, when we have aspirations, it always starts with the seed. Well, the seed was planted. And ladies and gentlemen, Rocci, Stucci, TK, thank you all so much for being here for our very first edition.
Time to get the party started.
Dude, it is time to get... you know what? Speaking of the party, salute.
Salute, brother.
Welcome here. We have right behind the legitimate camera right there, we have our fantastic producer,
I'm back here.
Mr. Ron Phillips.
Beautiful Ronnie.
The guy who literally gets things done, the best in the business. So, Ron, thank you so much. And TK, tell us about the ambiance before we get into the subject, about our location on where we're at for this first episode.
Well, as many of you know, as we've been promoting, Battle Scars podcast is going to be coming soon. Yep. We have a host studio under construction right now, getting ready to take place there. In the meantime, while we're doing that, we've had viewers and everybody say, hey, why are we waiting till that? Let's do something else. So we have created a new podcast called Straight from the Bar. And this week, we're coming straight from the Amber Room, which is kind of like Al Capone's vault. It's probably one of the coolest little hangouts you could find in Fort Worth. And it's right next to Wishbone Flynt, but the Amber Room is where we're coming from today.
When you say Al Capone's fault, you know, when you walk in, you know, you got the big door. You got to walk in the big door to get in here. And when you walk in with dark sunglasses, it's a whole different experience.
Got to have a secret knock coming in here. Like, if you don't know about this place, you probably don't.
Got a little slide glass window. So, but man, I tell you something, I'm excited. And the accomplishment, brother, it's like coming to Texas. I have something. When we go to the bottom of the hour break, I brought something with me that I wanted to show both of you guys. That is a landmark of our friendship today. And I still have it, and I've always cherished it, and I've always kept it in a certain spot. And when I grab it out and I'll show you and I'll explain it to you, right, it'll bring us back, and we can talk about some things. But when I said I wanted to come to Texas, you know, it all started with an idea. And it took me 4 years. Yeah. It took me 4 years, and, you know, it got to the point to where people started, he can do it, but, you know, we'll entertain him. I did it. And it's just amazing how God works, and certain things happen. And sometimes when you do what you think is right, it's going to fail because it's not what was meant to be.
Correct.
I never in my life would imagine I'd be in the seat that I am today. And we did the same thing. It was right after the last celebrity game. Yep. We've been talking about getting together for a long time.
It's almost been 4 years.
Yes. But something changed after the last celebrity game to where when we were at Miracle League, we looked at each other and we knew it was time. Yep. I don't know if it's a societal thing. I don't know if it's something with us. If it's just the right time.
I think it's probably just the right time more than anything. You know, we've always had a lot of fun together whenever we've been together, and especially with the celebrity softball games that you guys have come down for and had fun with. And then Miracle League was just kind of the icing on the cake. But a lot of it, too, is, you know, just like yourself, my schedule is always nuts. Yep. And part of it is, you know, as you know, over 4 years, when I do anything, like, it takes me longer to get the preparation and planning out before I get started because it has to be done right. And to a certain extent, I'm a perfectionist in that anymore. You know, my wife says it's OCD. I say it's because I'm a perfectionist, that everything's got to be, it's all got to be almost, it don't have to be 100%, but I like to be around close to the 90% before we're going.
Well, you know, if it was OCD, at least you're taking it and turning it into a positive.
I haven't started vacuuming their carpet yet, but we're close. Maybe after the show. That's when the OCD will kick in. But, yeah, for real. So, honestly, we've been looking at, like, hey, you know, Rocky's like, come on, let's do this. Where's your studio? Where's this? Where's this? Where's this? And then it was, you know, again, honestly was God's perfect timing. He started opening doors with our friends Tommy Snyder and Michelle Robinson and everybody at TCN Network, and knowing them forever as well. And then Tommy saying, hey, why don't you guys, you know, build out the studios upstairs. Let's take that over. Luckily, beautiful Ronnie, he was already a part of that before. So it's just kind of recreating the magic, but we're going to put it on steroids compared to what it used to be up there. So the guest lineup that we have coming, the people, the sponsors, like, it's amazing.
Well, so when so we're sitting here right now in the Amber Room, and we're going to actually be doing some live remotes, live events with live people and a whole bunch of different things. But so when we look at, you know, live from the bar, we talk about battle scars. Let's just kind of incorporate everything within the life mission. So if somebody came up to said, TK, what's the drive behind what we have going right now? What would your answer be?
I think the biggest thing is just putting out a positive message to everybody. I've kind of turned off podcasts. I used to listen to a lot of them, but it's either so hardcore conservative politics or hardcore liberal politics. And, there's nothing really overly inspirational out there anymore. For me personally, there are some clips here and there of different things, but Rocky and I wanted to make a difference with the podcast we do, that we can bring some fun. And then we can also, hopefully you can hear me better there, we can bring some fun to the table. We can just, kind of give people an opportunity to realize, like, hey, if these two clowns can do it, like, I could do whatever I want in life too. And that's really what it is. I mean, Rocky and I are, we're not anybody important, honestly, in our book. But, it's kind of like the old Jimmy Valvano. Ordinary people. First of all, let me back up. God must have loved ordinary people because he made so many of us, right? And ordinary people do extraordinary things. And really what it starts every single day is just getting up and being overly great with enthusiasm. And that's kind of where I am every day. I'm just thankful to even wake up, see the sunlight again, and get going. And as just like Rocky and Ronnie, man, I promise you, when we hit the ground, it's a grind all day long until our head hits the pillow again. But I wouldn't want it any other way.
No. You know what, dude, and it feels fantastic to actually finally be in a chair, finally have the microphones on, and I'm going to tell you, the happiness I feel in my soul that I'm looking at Brother Ron Phillips right now, we
had to bring him out of retirement.
Okay, so I already got yelled at 2 times today before we set up, and now you guys didn't see it, but TK just got yelled at too because the microphone placement wasn't correct. So Ron was giving him some very appropriate hand gestures behind the cameras. So that's when you saw over here TK panicked a little bit, so he just hurried up and made some adjustments. But what a beautiful family we have, brother. What a beautiful circle, and the importance of that, right? And the evolution of growth.
Well, Ronnie and I, we're both Air Force veterans.
That's right.
So we kind of got that bond that if Ron wants to start hollering, it's usually like, yell at Rocky.
You just missed him. As a matter of fact, when we were in Georgia, he was teaching me some stuff, and he said I was a natural. He said I probably could have went somewhere and blew some good stuff up.
Wait, what was I teaching you?
When we were at Newman's house, you're teaching me all
drill movements and stuff?
Bro.
Oh, I see.
You said you were
TK? No, it's a no.
So
there is that.
He is still kind of the DOD military side of running things and helping us out from American Patriot standpoint. But from that standpoint.
Wrong hand. Yep.
And then that's why, again, he just got fired. So, but no, I mean, look, we all love our country. We love the people in it. But again, we're not about politics. We just want to bring some inspirational and exciting things, and just real life people and real life stories is really what we're about. And I think what you'll find out is most of the celebrities and celebrity friends that we do bring on, you'll find out that they are just ordinary people with some pretty cool jobs, and you'll also find out that, like everybody in this room, and even probably all you out there watching, there's a point in time, no matter what you're doing, you're like, I'm done with this. I just want to give up. I'm tired of it. And maybe hung in just a little bit longer. And, the wind changed and great things started happening for you. And that's what you'll find out with a lot of our people that are coming on the Battle Scars podcast, is talking about how they overcame adversity to get to where they were. And I don't know anybody successful who hasn't gone through adversity.
A lot of people have this perception that a lot of successful people were given a silver spoon.
We just show up.
It's not that easy.
No.
I mean, Ron, I've been doing this for 10 years.
Oh, yeah, a long time, at least.
I don't even want to tell you how much money I've invested. So, no, it's not a silver spoon thing, especially in regards to NFLs and athletes. But the problem is, and I think this is why timing is such an important thing, is because I think a lot of people in our world feel suffocated right now. And I think a lot of society has shunted so many people in regards to what would normally be an everyday problem. And now we kind of look at people like, wow, did you hear that they're going through that? Maybe we should. And we want people to know something, that we can come on here. I'm going to get in trouble. Get used to it, because I get in trouble all the time. TK and Ron, they yell at me. I slip. I try to say things appropriately, and it don't work all the time. But one thing that I
just hope his mom doesn't call during this show.
Well,
that could happen as well.
Actually, that would be kind of cool.
That could happen as well.
We want people to understand that you're not alone, that you know what, we can come in here, and I promise you, as I say these very words, I will sit here and I will drive you to be the best person you can, but understand that my life is just as crazy and just as chaotic and just as hectic as anybody else's, and we all breathe and eat and sleep the exact same, and that we're just kind of here as a family, and that's what I love about what we're doing. I
kind of like adversity. I've just gotten, I tell everybody a lot of times, because again, everybody watching, the three of us in this room, I've had a lot of wins. I've had a lot of losses, more losses than wins. The wins have just been really, really big ones. But the reality is, I don't really get too excited. You know, you do a big celebrity softball weekend, and everybody who comes has a blast. And I'm kind of like, man, awesome. It was great. High five. It's so fun to see everybody. But come Sunday morning, Monday morning, I'm back to my normal grind. Then there's days where you just absolutely are like, you know what? Maybe it might be better if I just go back to bed today and just go ahead and catch up on some sleep, because there's nothing working today. And you're going to have days like that. And I don't get too down on those days. It's just tomorrow's a new day. Let me just deal with what I get. If it's great. I'm going to, high five myself. But again, we got things to do. If it's bad, okay, it's bad. It's part of life. Whatever, we deal with it, we keep moving forward. So I don't really get overly, I just kind of stay right here.
Some people, I know. But I think that, I don't know if that is a natural gift or if that's something
it's just from,
over the years.
I think it's just learned. From
right.
You get, I've done Super Bowl events at Super Bowl host city, where you're walking out there like feeling like $1 bajillion. Yep. Like, man, I just pulled this off. Nobody thought I could do it.
Right.
But again, then the ether wears off, and you just realize that, in the reality, it just becomes a job. Talking to some celebrities, a quick story, not to drop any names, but I am going to drop one. So McConaughey and I were talking, Matthew and I were talking before one of the OUT games, and I was kind of like, bro, how does it feel to be like one of the biggest, movie stars on the planet? And he was like, well, I don't really think of myself that way. I just think of it, I got a pretty cool job, man. And I thought, okay, that's kind of where he is. He don't really, and he's not that guy that's like, oh, look at me, I'm a big movie star, or this or that. He just really like, it's a job.
Is that
and
rare?
I've just got a pretty cool job. And same thing with a lot of MLB ball players or NFL guys, or, celebrity in sports world, or even actors and TVs. You've been around a lot of them too at the celebrity games and in your own career. And literally, they're just as laid back as anybody else.
Well, the ones in our circle are.
Correct. That's why they're in our circle.
Correct.
The ones that aren't. That's why they're not in our circle as well.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
If you can't have fun and they're not laid back and they don't, then we don't want them around us.
It's interesting, brother, that you bring that up. And through the celebrity softball games, I've been 4 years. I think there was 1 year we didn't have one, but I've been with you for 4 years.
So 2020 COVID got canceled, but 19, 21, and 22
So I've been to those three. Yep.
Yeah.
The relationships that I've established. People. There's people that they're introverts. They don't like to intermingle, and the importance of being able to have relationships is the importance of meeting people that have accomplished and done amazing things. What we have met, who we have met, and the conversations that I've had with some of these, both veterans, because a lot of your organizations that the celebrity softball game donates to are veterans organizations. And, of course, people that are coming to playing and their charity organizations and things we've done offline. Where am I going with that?
Well, the thing is, with the celebrity games, the great thing about all the different people you meet, the relationships. And so we do bring veterans, guys and girls, and celebrities, guys and girls. And then we have tons of great VIPs and, great sponsors and corporate people that are always involved in the celebrity weekends as well.
But stories.
But the best thing about the whole weekend is really what it is. It is a family reunion.
Yep.
And that's why it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and every year. And more and more and more people are coming. And, last year we threw a private party on Friday night, the night before the game.
I don't drink. I don't go to these. I have never once have drank at any of these events.
Thank God his wife Lisa helped him out.
I'm going to tell you something, because, I heard stories, and there's cameras, with evidence from hotels and chairs.
I can promise you they're all true when it comes down to me. I don't even try to hide it. We definitely have some fun when I'm out and about. So thank you, law enforcement, for always being a TK fan. I appreciate you guys when you get called on us, on all of us, but and giving us a high five and letting us go. But anyway, the reality about the celebrity softball weekends is really just a family reunion. Now, I'm lucky enough to get to know everybody coming because I invite everybody. But most everybody else doesn't know everybody else. And there's veterans that don't know some other veterans, and celebs don't know some of the other celebrities, and vice versa with the veterans and celebrities. But by the time the weekend's done, pretty much everybody knows everybody. And kind of like Rocky said, even if you're an introvert and you come to the party where we had 1,000 people on Friday night, the night before the game, literally we had 2 ballrooms at the Live by Lowe's full of people having a great time. You are going to get talked to by people that you would be like, I can't believe I just had a conversation with that individual. Because once you're in that room, you're in that room, and there are no really walls up. So everybody in there is overly friendly. They know that everybody's that's in that room is somebody has got to be somebody, or I wouldn't even have them in that room.
A lot of hugs going on around the room.
Tons of great stuff going on. And again, everybody's so excited because, I've probably had 100 phone calls already this year. We're not even in February yet. Going, when's the celebrity game this year? And what are we doing? When is it? Are you doing only one? Are you doing two? What are we doing? Because again, it's just the relationships that everybody have, and people fly from all over the United States to come to these games.
You know, what's funny though is you intermingle with these people all year long, and the amazing friendships that you've acquired, and then you can't wait to see them. You show up to the celebrity game, and you got the Friday night pre-party, then you got the game on Saturday.
Got the pool party usually.
And you talk to them for about 3.5 minutes, and that's it. It's just like, because you're so busy, and there's so many people there, and you talk, it's just nonstop. You know?
Try being in my shoes. Like, there's people that I'll see 6 months from now, and we'll go, hey, we met you at your, so-and-so brought us to your celebrity game weekend. We had such a great time. We got to meet you and your wife, and it's like, awesome. Man, I don't even remember meeting you. And that's not even being under the influence. That's just you meet so many people, your brain's on overload all weekend.
When we were up at the Country Network last week, we were up there with Zach, and we were going over the studio stuff. And I had to break it down to Zach. There's certain rules of engagement during some of these events, like the Celebrity Weekend, and anytime there's these big events where there's a lot of stuff going on, is that, for one, you got to understand that when you want to communicate with TK, it's like Morse code, because he's walking by you all the time. So you just got to kind of throw a little chip out, and usually within a half an hour you can get a sentence in, because he's just all over the freaking board. It's kind of funny to watch.
The worst thing could happen is what happened to you at the celebrity game this year.
What?
When Mama grabbed you and was like, go pull him out of the pool. He's got to get ready for the game tonight, because she had my cell phone. And, of course, when you're out there with Gronk and Shane Crutchin, and you're doing muscle chugs, and, that's at 1 in the afternoon, and you kind of forget you even had an event that night.
I am being as honest.
It was a good time.
I cannot be more sincere when I say this. I was literally afraid of that assignment.
Oh, you were panicking when you came poolside. Like, dude, your wife said, get out. I'm like, she'll be all right.
She was having brunch, right? And she was, and you don't ever, when somebody's eating brunch and they're by themselves, again, rules of engagement, you let them eat, right? But then I got a little, meatball, she give me one of these, She said, hey, hurry up and run over there. Yes, ma'am. What can I get you, right? She's like, you need to go get TK. I'm like, wait, what? Where is he? She's like, he's in the pool. I'm like, really? So he's drinking, and he's in the pool with all them guys. And you want me to go get him, and if I don't come back, what happens? She says, go get TK. Yeah, I had to go get security.
So you're on poolside for a little while, like TK. I'm telling you, and I was like, "Don't worry, she'll be all right."
Once I finally got TK, it took another 25 minutes because all the pictures we had to take on the way out, and all the conversations.
Well, finally, while Rocky was like, "Your wife," I'm like, "Don't worry about it." Then I turned around and looked, and then Mama was by you, and then she was like, did one of those.
Yeah, he said, "Don't worry about it." Oh, no, worry about it.
Rocky, why didn't you tell me my wife was looking for me? I'd have left 20 minutes ago.
That's right. I forgot about that part.
It's always a good time.
But
again, the other thing is we're raising money. We're doing a lot of funds. There's a lot of people got foundations going. A lot of people got, other businesses and things going on. And thank God for social media. I love it. I also hate it at the same time. But everybody from these celebrity games connect through social media as well. And it's a lot of fun to see people, somebody's doing something else for somebody else, or, these people are working over here doing something. And there's just a lot of, different opportunities that people put together from, meeting and greeting each other at these celebrity games. And that's the other really fun thing for me, is just knowing that these games are really making a difference. And we haven't even gotten to, the Children's Cancer Fund, bringing all the young kids with cancer and their families out and getting to hang out with them, and the impact that they do. The Miracle League of Parker County that brings all the kids out and has fun at the game.
Ron did want me to bring something by really quick in regards to the next game. Ron was thinking about maybe doing they have the 7th inning stretch at regular games, but he was thinking maybe doing like a Tootsie Roll performance.
Because our games end in the 7th, so you're going to get a good stretch after the bottom of the 7th because we're done. So, but we might move it up to maybe a 3rd or 4th inning, do a little Tootsie Roll stretch. Or
I'm not doing the Tootsie Roll. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Just for the record, and you may be seeing a little something right here while you're watching this, but I may have a little bit of video footage of maybe Ron doing a little Tootsie Roll.
Listen, Ron and Stucci were very generous to go, hey, let us call the game. We'll call it. And I'm like, you're going to be down on the field calling it.
Oh!
And it was probably one of the most fun things to watch at the same time because,
oh my goodness,
it's not as organized as probably what you would think if you're sitting in the stands, because some players are like, it's my turn to bat, but I really don't. I've already batted once, you go bat. And so you're looking at a lineup going, this person's getting ready to bat, and then you look at up in the batter's box, and it's not that person while you're announcing that this other person's supposed to be coming up. And it's a lot of fun to see these two literally, on their toes the whole time. Dude. Now, when the game was over, they both looked like they just gave birth to accountants because they were like mentally spent, both of them. I don't even know if they knew their name by the time they were done,
goodness, bro.
Which was a lot of fun, too, for me. That was actually a really high point of the weekend. To be able to see him, and he's speechless. I just high-fived Rod, and Ron was like, beer time. Yeah, damn right, let's go get one. Let's go.
I went the second that game was done. I literally grabbed my backpack, dude, and I was in my car. I was sleeping within 3 minutes of me getting, dude, that field, well, it's kind of like going to a croaky bar. Nobody goes and sings croaky till there's 15 minutes left of the croaky performance, or the bar's going to close. And just like that, 45 people want to all come up and sing a song at the same time.
Oh, for us other people, it's karaoke is what he's actually pronouncing, but okay. Karaoke must be for the northern people. Karaoke down here in the south.
And I usually drink Jack and Pepsi.
He's had 2 drinks, just 2 sips out of that drink, not 2 drinks. So he might not make it the full hour here at this point, I'm wondering.
I have 1 glass of wine and I'm out. Ryan, how much time do we have for the bottom of the hour? 3 minutes?
3 minutes, baby. Already.
Yep, so we're coming
almost
up
at the first break.
We're coming up to the bottom of the hour break. Ladies and gentlemen, again, Tim T.K. Klund, Rocky Stucci. We are straight from the bar. This is our first broadcast.
Coming back with Super Bowl picks.
Super Bowl picks. And then, speaking of the celebrity event, I want to share when we're talking about the Super Bowl picks, and we get through that because I think TK and I and Ron, we kind of had a meeting, and we had some animals and canaries and pigeons involved to come up with the pick who we think is going to go all the way and win the Super Bowl. But we all have 3 different answers. It's really weird. But straight from the bar, first broadcast right here. We also have Battle Scars coming up. We also have a bunch of other things coming up.
I actually have a whole new media platform coming, so get ready. It's, like I said, when we do it, we're going to do it big. So here it comes. Get ready.
And that was one of the things, too. Ron's going to call me out anyways, but here's one of the things, too, is that it's finally, to get the snowball rolling, but to present to you all what we're going to be presenting to you within the next 6 months is going to be humbling, and I'm glad to call each and every one of you family.
And a lot of fun.
And look at how he's dressed, and I'm underdressed. And Ron's all dressed up over there. And, but I said, the strongest and the greatest mafioso is the ones you don't know. I'm just saying. Don't worry about it.
You got bosses, you got soldiers. That's how it works. See you on the flip side.
Do you have fewer than 3 bowel movements a week? Are your stools dry, hard, and or lumpy? Your stools are difficult or painful to pass? Do you have stomach aches and maybe stomach cramps? Do you feel bloated and nauseous? Do you feel that you haven't completely emptied your bowels after a movement? Well, if that's the case, then the chances are pretty good you are dehydrated. So what you need to do is go to www.insanecustomtumblers.com. We have hundreds upon hundreds of images that you can purchase for your personalized tumbler today. If you're looking for a custom design, we can help you with that. Insane Custom Tumblers is the one-stop shop for you. Once again, go to insanecustomtumblers.com. Again, that is insanecustomtumblers.com. Use code INSANE20 for a 20% discount today. InsaneCustomTumblers.com. Poop well, my friends. Poop well.
folks, welcome back. Segment number 2, straight from the bar. Big TK, who just went and filled up. I'm a little slow. You know, I'm not a professional. I'm working on it, but I still got about half my drink. So, I mean, I think I'm pacing.
After the first half, we thought we'd let him pace himself.
I am pacing myself.
I'd like for him to finish this race on the first show.
Just
anyway.
Let me finish my damn first drink.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, welcome, each and every one of you. We do appreciate you. It's kind of like the launch program, right? Straight from the bar. We also have Battle Scars coming up. We also have so many other things coming up, and we'll keep you guys up to date. Website is going to be launched within a day, so keep an eye out for that as well. In regards, and of course, the sponsors, the commercials, all you see on the lower thirds. These are the people that are keeping this going and allowing us to reach out to people like you and share your stories and broadcast them around the world. So if you have a story where you face some kind of adversity and you want to share it with the world, no matter how hard it may be for you to do, because we all do it, please get a hold of us. And we'd be happy to talk with you and talk about the possibilities of getting you on the program and sharing your story as well. But anyways, speaking of that, the first time I came down to Texas 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now, I came down here for the celebrity softball game, my very first one. I came down here to meet Ron, and we had some business over at the Blaze. And I remember I still had that picture. I'm standing on the field, and my arms are open like this. And it's like one of my favorite pictures because I can't explain to you, gentlemen, and to all you listening, I know to a lot of you that it's a game because a lot of you people, you know, it's part of your life. You do these things. So you're just showing up at an event and you do it. But to me, it was an opportunity for me because prior to that, I was already kind of in the grind for multiple years trying to find my identity within a certain area in a certain realm. So when I got the invite to come down to be in the celebrity game, I didn't even care if I touched a bat. It was just to be able to be around such people that inspired me to do what I did in the past that allowed me to become what I did. But I was going through some stuff today. And I ran into something, and I thought maybe it was kind of weird because, you know, that guy upstairs is, you know, he does things to keep me humbled, but he also does things to remind me of why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know? So I'm going through, I was looking for something because Ron calls me up and he needed a piece, and I don't know, I always put things where I think I can remember them, and I usually put them somewhere where I forget where I put them, but I found these, and these were the gloves, and the only time I ever had these gloves on was the very first time that I came down here and played in the very first freaking game.
That's awesome.
And I saw these today, and every time I look at these gloves at home, this was the start of exactly why we're here.
Can I see those?
This is the
Evan
start.
Basaris, I found out who stole your gloves after 4 years. I got them for you. I'll get them after the show for you.
I actually pushed him down, picked him up, and ran.
Yep.
I mean, he's a pretty tough kid, you know, so you had to
Tuck
be
from
quick.
Ozark. Now you know what happened
Tuck
to
from
him.
Ozark. Oh, dude, that home run he got last year.
Oh, it was awesome. That was probably one of the highlights of out of all the celebrity games I've done. I think I'm at like number 6 or 7 now at this point. But to see the little guy, well, you got to take it back a year before. The year before, he had an opportunity to get up to bat.
Yep.
And one of his buddies, Taylor Blake, did. He got up and got on base, and Taylor got to score. Then the next inning, I had these two on separate teams. The next inning, it was Evan's turn, and he was kind of, no, you know, I'm good. So proceed. Game is over, and he didn't get to bat. He was devastated, bro. Like, don't be crying. Like, this is what we're doing. Okay.
Did you sell him up?
Yeah, we got onto him. I actually got onto him, and again, I love him, but it was again a little tough love on him, and he's not fat anyway. He actually needs to put weight on. He's super skinny actually. But so anyway, little bro, this year he came in gunning. He went to D-bats all year.
Yep.
He was training with Taylor Blake. Jose Altuve from the Astros was actually working with him at D-bats, having fun with them. So thank you, Jose, for that. Both of those boys this year, they led off the game for each team. And they both ended up going around bases and scoring. And I'm telling you, it was literally like crossing the finish line and getting a gold medal at the Olympics is how he was when he crossed that plate. And then all the team came out, and it was just because everybody knew how important and how excited it was.
I started crying, man. I did.
I still bawl when I look at the video.
Evans going one. He's going one to second. Sargent to first base. He's going through. He's going through. He's moving. No, he's going three. That was going three. He's going three. It was going home. He's coming home. He's coming home. Go get him, Evan. Go get him, Evan. Go get him, Evan.
I've got the poster. You might have did it. Somebody did a really cool poster with him and sent it to me, and I had to print it out and put it in my office. Now, it's not real big. It's just big enough.
If you look at that picture, we'll share it on the Battle Scars Facebook page, because actually, if you really look, I always put subliminal stuff in these pictures, right? And at the very top of the picture, because recently, and our heart was broken, but Evan recently, within the last year or 2 years, lost his father, and we still know that he still holds that strong in his heart. And so I made sure when I made that picture of Evan at home plate with his arms up like this, I made sure that I did a very beautiful light right at the top center of the picture.
Awesome.
Because I wanted to make sure that that's Dad and that Dad was there with that. I'm getting chills right now. There we go. There was a spirit box. Yeah. But and when you have almost like that, Evan, the fact that he is able to accomplish what he's accomplishing in his life with the disabilities that he has. That's where people need to recognize that, because he is going above what society thinks is normal to do what he's doing.
Well, the other thing is, too, for him, like everybody in life, no matter what, right? Like, so you got 10,000 people there. The first game we had 10. This year we had almost 13.
Yep.
So when you're a little guy, all of a sudden, it's fun. Then you're in a stadium with 13,000 roaring fans, and you're like, whoa, this is a big deal, right? And he did it. And he got through it. But guess what? Second time he had no problem coming back from then, did he?
Nope.
For the third time. And the way we do our games, too, is because I think for the fans, we just want to make sure the fans get the opportunity to see, a lot of the big stars that come to play. So if you had it like a normal softball game, it would go by really quick, because nobody plays softball on a regular basis. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, rotate, 1, 2, 3, rotate. Yep. So what we do is we bat the entire starters. So whoever's starting for each team, we bat the entire lineup for the first 3 innings, and then we start subbing. You can start subbing when you want, but that's how we're going to go. So the entire lineup. So each team bats. No, we don't count outs. We don't count runs.
But sometimes people try to be sneaky and they try to kind of switch stuff up. That's why we got Phillips holding the clipboard back there.
And you think Ron's hard in here?
I was coordinating. That's what I was
you
doing.
Think Ron's hard here? You should have seen him getting on some people trying to jump line. Woo!
Yeah, he yelled at some people. I'm not even lying.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm telling you.
But anyway, it's a great time. It was awesome for Evan.
Dude,
really cool that he got those gloves still.
I went full Miracle League. I was watching that video, and at first I was like, I can't believe it. No, it's like, you know what? I don't even care. Because I was in the moment, man. I was running down third base line with him. It's like I was feeling him.
Well, it's funny when you hear the actual game replay, and you can hear you on the, because you're hearing your voice in the stadium running down the sideline with him. It's actually pretty funny. It's such a cool, magical moment. And but those are the things that, these games are, to me personally, like a lot of things. Just like even getting this podcast and everything stuff. It all takes time. It's like birthing pains. Right now, I haven't given birth. Thank God my wife has given birth. But, you're going through these birthing pains, and, it's not easy. And then all of a sudden the baby comes, and it's like, what pain,
right? Check it out, though. Because, we are who we are. We always want to show our support, and there's some things that we can't empathize, I happen to have 2 TENS units at home, and I think maybe one of these broadcasts, maybe we should put them on and just show that we support women who birth babies.
I'm surprised I can still move this hand right now. So I can understand from the how hard it is when your wife's about ready to break every bone in your hand.
Squeezing your hand.
Yeah, squeezing your hand to you're waiting for this baby to pop out, but then after it pops out, again, the world's beautiful, and she's just loving, and the demons have been exorcised, and. But it's the same way when you're going through. I always consider birthing pains, even though I haven't personally gone through them and I couldn't handle them. I'll just tell you all right now. I barely handle the core work that I do at Pilates every morning. So I can only imagine trying to do that stuff. Anyway, but yeah, that's why we do it. We just want to make sure that, magic moments happen for people in their lives. And I just kind of want to share, the opportunity I have in on daily life. I have, what I get to do on a day. Sometimes I take it for granted how, really good we have it. My wife and I talk about all the time, like, man,
think about it, though. Think about it. You said that Evan literally trained, and I was watching him. We were watching him online.
Yeah.
He trained put this in perspective. He trained for an entire year because he locked his heart in on something.
Yeah.
He
wasn't going to miss it again.
No.
He wasn't missing it again.
An entire year of running and batting and pitching and coaching and training for 30 seconds.
Him and Taylor Blake are already back at D-Bats getting ready for this year. They're already training right now.
I just got yelled at.
So that's really awesome momentum that you got those.
Yeah.
And again, they're very, very fun. That's one reason why we do the rings and a lot of the goodies. Matter of fact, the Insane Tumblers that you do, that's probably one of everybody's favorite gifts this year that was in the gift bag was the Celebrity Game Insane Tumbler you did for everybody. I mean, people love those. My wife uses hers still all the time.
I thank you for letting me do those.
That's awesome. And we'll be doing them again this year.
To know that a lot of those, everybody's drinking out of something I made, and some of those people have really inspired me. And I told you before the show some of the conversations. But, to know
somebody, and some of them are selling them after the game for $5 in the lobby.
Yep. Hey, whatever it takes. Yeah, whatever it takes.
Your turn of money, baby.
But to think about the day I wore these, we can never predict the future. And I would have never thought that day when I was wearing these that I would be here right now sitting in this chair. I mean, it's just this world works in mysterious ways. And that's why I always tell people, maybe always trying to plan things and to live this complete structured life to keep your mental sanity. You're going to be disappointed a lot because life goes the way he wants it,
right?
Not the way we want it. And I'm learning that, and I'm accepting
it's when
that.
we're trying to force a square peg in a round hole ourselves.
I've done that once.
Instead of just going with the flow, right? And the sooner you should just start realizing, let me just take the opportunity that God gives instead of trying to always force an opportunity sometimes, you'll see that your life will go a lot smoother and things will happen in a lot better, for you than against you in most cases if you just step back and let him run it.
Dude, I want to bring something up. Something I mentioned to you before the show because, through a lot of these events that we do, but this was at the Celebrity Game. I was sent down with a retired Dallas Cowboy. And, over the years, we have a lot of conversations with veterans and disabled veterans going through and dealing with PTSD. I know a lot of veterans are getting their CBD through you in regards to helping them sleep and a lot of other things. And to hear a lot of their stories, and I sit here sometimes and I come up with this question. Is it harder to let's just use the NFL for reference. Okay, you can use anything that revolves around your life, but NFL, is it harder to become a professional athlete? Or is it harder to retire as one?
Both.
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it on both sides. I've seen guys come in the league. I've seen them through their whole career, retire, Hall of Fame careers. And the one thing about the military and veterans, the veterans and the NFL players, is if those guys didn't make the NFL, they'd probably be in the military. They're A personalities. They're people who are hard chargers, who 99% of them are guys who want to give back, who want to make a difference. Honestly, almost all your NFL guys are a lot of Pat Tillman. They really are. They're patriotic. They're all the above.
Yeah.
That's the reason why at the Celebrity Games, and just whenever we're around celebrities and veterans are together, man, the celebs love the veterans.
Yep.
They love and adore their service that they've given. And, obviously the veterans love the professional athletes and celebs because we're big fans as well. So it's always such a great camaraderie. Now, what I have seen over the years, and I've got fortunate, unfortunate, been on both sides, is when you're in the military, when you're in the NFL and you're dealing with pain, aches and pains, obviously usually structural pain for the most part to begin with, the docs always give you, it always goes back to prescription meds. And then when you retire, a couple of things happen when you retire, or whether you're getting out of the military as a veteran retiring, or just getting out, or maybe you're a third or fourth year NFL guy just getting out, or maybe you're retiring as an NFL guy. But that last day you leave the NFL facility, or the last day you walk off that base, everything I've known my whole life is on that side of the wall.
Right. Dude, I was telling that to my kid.
And now I'm literally like, what do I do?
A lot of these kids from second grade, up into junior high, up into high school, up into college, into the professionals, their whole life, every day is football.
Well, the other thing is, at every level, especially in the military, from the minute you step off the buses, usually for Ron and I was in Lackland. Thank God I was a little early on my basic. I could have got Ron as my drill instructor.
Yeah, it was my
TI.
was 2 months, right?
2 months, yeah, thank God.
So you think Ron would have liked me if I was?
You would have been one of the people probably commissioned out early on.
What does that mean?
Probably would have just got you out of basic.
Meaning that I was so good that you just kind of pushed me forward?
Yeah. Place you back into
Rocky would have been in admin hold.
Yeah, he'd have been in that. Thank you, admin.
We would have recycled him about 4 times
until he finally just said, "Okay, I'm going back." But the one thing, getting back to the story about the NFL and the veteran guys, is one thing. So it's a couple things. You're leaving your camaraderie.
Yep.
Number one, and it's very hard from a professional standpoint too, because I've seen guys that every time there's a big VIP party, they're invited. They're invited while they're playing. They're invited. A year after they quit done playing, they're not getting invites anymore. They're just like, oh, you're not occurring anymore or whatever. A lot of those guys are like, hey, like all of a sudden, I'm in the limelight, I'm not in the limelight. The veterans are like, hey, I'm with my guys, I'm not with my guys, right? It's the same type of mindset. And then when you're dealing with, again, structural damage and aches and pains, you go to your doctors on both sides. Yep. What are they doing? Here's pills for this, here's pills for that, here's pills for this. And people don't realize the suicide rate in the NFL as well. There's a high suicide rate. There's a high suicide rate, obviously, in the veteran community. And when I look at, and I've had a couple of Navy SEALs talk to me about it, and I found out a couple of them were taking 24 to 30 pills a day, 8 to 10 pills 3 times a day.
Easy.
And the thing I was like, for what? Well, it starts with our sleep. Then you take sleeping pills, and it's hard to wake up.
At my height, I was taking, and I'm not a veteran, so I'm not referring to that, but I was taking 22 pills a pop.
Yeah.
Day, afternoon, midnight. I don't even know what they're all for. I just knew my doctor told me to take them.
That's the problem. I mean, and then you have all these chemicals in your body, and then a lot of them self-medicate with alcohol, drugs, marijuana, whatever.
I swelled up to over 300 pounds.
Same thing. And so it just depends. And then what I found out from a lot of these guys, getting back into the community, getting back into camaraderie, wherever they do. A good friend of mine, Nate Boyer, and Jay Glazer created Merging Vets and Players, and it's been phenomenal. It's blew up across the United States. But what it does, it takes veterans and pro athletes, retired athletes, and they do a workout together. We have one in Dallas every Tuesday night. They do a workout together, and then after their hour workout, whatever it is, they all get in a big circle, and they just talk.
Dude,
it's a therapy session.
You got to be a veteran?
Got to be a veteran or a pro athlete. Maybe if you work out like outside the circle and just kind of tune in.
I'll just kind of look over the counter. I'll be like, "Oh, what's up?"
But again, what we found out is getting these guys and girls back into a camaraderie with people dealing with things they're dealing with, and just having the relationships. Because most people are unfortunate. Like when I was in the military, I would almost say my civilian side, had more friends on the civilian side even than the military, because I was playing football downtown for a civilian team. I was semi-pro. I was playing on a ton of, softball teams that were civilian teams downtown. So I had the best of both worlds. I had the civilian side and the military side. So when I left, I had a ton of friends.
Are there any
wasn't just these guys
teams
on this pitch.
Right here. Are there any semi-pro teams?
There used to be one.
I think, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. I lost a little bit of weight recently, and I kind of see my six-pack,
You might have to go to Texas Wesleyan.
Who's that?
Win a national championship, the new college team down here.
They
won their conference this year.
No.
I don't know. I think I could do it. What position?
My wife just had talked me out of it.
Yeah.
Because I told her I was going.
I was
literally going to go play Texas Wesleyan. They just won their conference. They lost. They were 9-2. Coach Joe over there, that team, they built that team back up since 2017. Yep. What's crazy is that team was dominant in the early 1900s and 20s and 30s and 40s, or really 20s and 30s, late 30s. Then World War II kicked off, and the entire football team left and went to war. And they never had a football program since for like 71 years or something. And then in 2017 is when they rebooted it. And
the football team stopped because everybody went to fight for their country.
Yeah. Well, all the men left college.
Man.
And,
what a different time that
unfortunately, a lot of them didn't come back. That's why they're the greatest generation, right?
That's right.
And so they just rebooted it. And, like anything else, I mean, Coach Joe's like, man, we didn't have footballs here. We didn't have nothing here. And he took that program from 2017 to that. dealing with a COVID season on top of it, to going 9-2 last year, to again go to have a chance to win a conference and a chance to go for a national title. It's really exciting times over there, and I actually do a mentoring program over there. But I love Coach Joe and his staff, and after watching a couple games last year, I told my wife, like, hey, I got eligibility. I'm playing. And Coach Joe was like, poor Coach Joe was on, he's on the hook now, because how do you go tell TK no, you're not?
Do you think he would tell you no?
No, he was like, come on, let's go. But Jessica was like, right before Christmas, about 2 weeks before Christmas, she said, hey,
she knows.
I know you want to go play college. I'm all for you. Let's go over your 2023 schedule, what we got so far. What galas do we have? What travels? What trips?
I see the
what
angle.
And I'm not paying any attention to it. I'm literally just going, well, don't forget we got this gala. Let me look at mine. Yeah, we got this, we got that. So as far in the year as we could go, we almost went to probably November. So pretty much from January, November, we went through everything.
I'm willing to bet you're probably kind of busy.
She said, I'm not going to tell you what she said. I'm going to tell you the clean version.
Oh.
How are you going to go play college football with this schedule? And
I can use my imagination on exactly how that probably came out.
And just looking at her in my recliner, it was just kind of like, okay, you win. Like, I got you. I'll just stick to mentoring and having fun. Now, the good thing is I text Coach Joe the next day, and I let him know, like, hey, Coach, talk to Mom. I'm not going to have time to schedule. And I was worried about that. Oh, by the way, TK.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you've ordered it yet or not, but you get a conference championship ring. For being a part of the staff. So, of course, I'm like 1,000%. So now I'm really up their rear ends on like, hey, we got to win a national championship now, because I need a national championship ring too. You feeling me?
I am.
So my conference ring should be in any time, and I'm really excited to get it. I mean, we've got a bunch of rings.
I want to get Coach Joe right on that couch right there.
We need to get Coach Joe. You'll love Coach Joe.
I would love to talk with him.
He's in the middle of recruiting. I actually will be out there. We'll be out there next Saturday. Helping out with some recruiting classes. Usually when recruiting classes come through, a lot of the mentors will go out and speak to the parents and speak to the kids. And
it's funny though, because I played 2 years of semi-pro, and it's amazing because I'm sitting back now and I'm thinking about what I do now for a living, and I think about why I have and possess the abilities to gather in any chaotic type of situation, just rally the team, right?
Right.
And then you go back to your days of playing football or whatever team you played. Understanding the operation on how everybody needs to play an equal part, understanding the importance of leadership when it comes to a coach. You're talking about Coach Joe coming in there where they didn't have footballs, or they literally had nothing.
By the way, left a high school where we're won like 8 to 10 state championships, right? At Nolan Catholic, right here in Fort Worth. So he's leaving a program that he's dominating.
That's like a movie.
I mean, it really is. I mean, he's leaving a program that he's dominating, making good money, no headaches, to going probably making about the same money to nothing but headaches.
But I don't think it's about the money.
He loved the challenge.
Coach Joe. That's right.
Coach Joe is all about the challenge, and like, let's do it. And I promise you, I will be shocked if Texas Wesleyan does not win the national championship in 2023. And when they do win it, I'm going to be super excited for them. I'm probably going to look at my wife and be more upset because I told her I'd probably be out there throwing 500
yards. You would have been the
quarterback.
Game. Yep. At least 500.
I'm easily going All-American. I had the whole 3-year plan. I was going to help them win a national championship.
3-year plan.
Lead the conference. Probably be all national. All-American, NAIA. Go, and then once we win the national championship, I'm going in the draft. I'll be 53. I'm registering for the draft.
One season.
No, and then I'll see what my options are. Now my little brother coaches at Saskatchewan. Rough Riders at the CFL. No offense to Rough Riders, I love them too. Their quarterback sucks.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So I'm literally
like,
really
hey,
I'm going to see what my chances are in the NFL. If I get a free agent shot, great. If not, I'm going to go to Saskatchewan. We help them win a Grey Cup, and then I'm done.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something, folks.
And then I'm just back to being, Battle Scars podcast and Verve, right?
Hey, you heard how this literally just smoothed out of his mouth, right? Because you know what? He seriously dude, you have thought this out, brother.
It was already ready to
go.
You
got contingency plans.
Oh, it's already ready to go.
That's
the one contingency I did not account for was the goddess. That's the one contingency. She's the smart one, though.
Yeah.
So I tell people, if I would have started listening to my wife 10 years ago, I'd already be a billionaire.
The smart ones are the ones that get us mad, though, because they're always telling us that our ideas ain't going to work.
That was our problem the last 10 years before I started listening to her 10 years ago was she kept saying, you need to do this. You got to do this. And, I'm one of those people, the minute you tell me that, I'm shutting down. So now she, about 10 or 15 years ago, actually, she started getting to the point like, hey, babe, you might want to look at doing something like this. What do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? And you're like, oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, we need to look into that.
What's funny is it's all about the delivery.
She's straight.
It's how she brings it to you. You'll take it completely different.
I call her Obi-Wan because she's straight Jedi mind to me all the time. That's why you call her. If she's not the goddess, she's Obi-Wan. She mind tricks you. Like she'll get you. Like she'll literally be like, no, you're not going to do that. And I'll be like, no, I'm not going to do it. Right? She just puts it out there, and then that's it. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'll wake up like, what happened? I thought I was going to do this.
That's a powerful connection.
Yeah. She's Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
The goddess.
It kind of scares me sometimes, though, because you kind of almost feel like they're literally reading your mind.
She's like, I'm literally an open book. I don't even want an open book. I'm one of those where when they actually, you can listen to the book going. That's me all the time.
Audible.
I'm an Audible book, yeah.
Hey,
which I don't like those, and I don't like to read.
I do like Audibles when I'm traveling.
Cliff Notes.
I do too.
Give me the cliff. Let's go through it. Great.
I want to let everybody know it's going to be in March. We have a live event. Actually, it's going to be an actual live stream, so it's going to be hot.
It's going to be a live stream. Parker County Ice House.
So we're not responsible, right? If it's a live show, but it's going to be for Miracle League. Go ahead and tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah, we're going to be at Parker County Ice House. Same ownership that owns the Amber Room, Wishbone Flynt, and Distribution Bar, and Trey Mowgli, and a bunch of others here in Fort Worth and Tarrant County and Parker County. And so we're very grateful to them for always opening their house for us to do some crazy things. But Kyle Bryson, the owner, and Chef Stefan were like, dude, let's rally up the troops for Miracle League of Parker County. And what can we do at Parker County Ice House? Because that's in Parker County where we are.
That's right.
So, and where my hometown is. So it was kind of like, great, what can we do? And we just started talking to Kyle, what if we did a live broadcast? What if we did, let's do a live broadcast. So we'll have players and parents from Parker County, Miracle League Parker County out there. We'll have the executive director, James Gray, who also played in the NFL. He's a Texas Tech Hall of Fame running back. Great guy. He's the one who has put this together and has ran it from day one. He did take a break during COVID, but retired, unretired. And
great to have him back.
Yep. Because the person that took his place, call her by her stage name, Kenny Jean, Kendra is blown up in the music business right now.
She exploded.
She exploded and was like, let's pull James back out of retirement because I got things to do too, and she's doing really awesome. So we're really proud of her as well. But it's just so much fun. And I remember the first time I brought Rocky out and said, "Hey, come out here and check this out." And after the first game, he disappeared.
I did.
We got 3 games every Saturday morning. I'm like, "Where's Rocky at?" And he comes back down, and I thought his allergies were kicking. His eyes all swelled up. Hey, what's going on? And I had to go up. I had to go up and smoke a cigarette. I had to call Lisa. Like, he's all emotional. That's why we call him emotional meatball. And after that season, we did recruited Ron. Ron runs the scoreboard, helps with the announcing. Me and Stucci are on the field doing the announcing, playing with the kids.
I get a little excited.
We really got the best job on the planet. And Rocky has actually become pretty much our media guy. You've caught some amazing videos over the last couple of seasons.
And I feel so obligated to do it because if you could experience it, it's like, I can't explain it to people because I get so mad at the world. I get so mad at society because I sit here and I watch a child who will never have the opportunities in life that we have. And just to see the fight and the expression and the smiles and the laughs when they come over home plate and the ones that have a little bit more capabilities and when they run and they do the home runs and to watch it and they want to hear TK and myself, announce them coming over home plate. They want to look at mom or grandpa because, they don't have what we complain about every day. What they would give to have. It's amazing. And Miracle League, it was never part of it. It was never part of the plan.
Right.
And it was the weirdest thing. So I come down here and I'm thinking all this media stuff and radio and this and that. And all of a sudden I get the call, like you said, and it's like, show up. And I didn't know what to expect. I get there, I go, what are you going to do? He gives me a microphone. He said, let's go. Okay, let's go. And then I wasn't mentally prepared. I wasn't mentally prepared because I got mad at myself because I take advantage of granted for the littlest, most simplistic things we have in life, and those are the most important, and I got punched in the face the first game. I literally got punched in the gut during the first game, and yes, I did disappear. And now when I miss a weekend, I'm so mad.
Oh, it's devastating. Like when I have to go out of town and I'm going to miss a weekend, my wife knows, like, that 6 weeks, I think, or 7 weeks now, Like, do not call Tim. Don't, he's not doing anything on Saturday mornings.
They're my heroes,
he's busy
bro.
pretty much every Saturday.
Right.
Like, because it extends from, we're out there probably 7:30. We're probably done by about 1:30 now by the time we put everything away.
Yep.
By the time we go grab some lunch, I mean, it's 3 o'clock.
They come out there and they hug you. They can't wait to see you. Pictures.
And the thing is now you're going into your second season, really your fourth season, because we have 2 seasons a year. Right. So it's kind of going into your fourth season. But, I've seen some of these kids since they're 3 years old out there. Now they're 13, 14, and that's the funnest part, just getting to know them and their families. But the craziest thing is, this is no lie, is when they're playing, there is supposed to be a special needs league. I don't see any special needs out there. Like, as they're talking, verbally, you might not hear or really understand clearly what they're saying. When you're talking to them, in my mind, I can hear them as clear as me and Rocky are talking.
It's almost like telepathy.
Now. It is so crazy. And the hugs you get, and just the love from all these kids, man, it's genuine. The best day. It is genuine.
It's genuine, like their happiness and their hugs. And the thing is that you can go on that field like me. I'm a freak, literally. I get so caught up in the moments. I'm screaming like a child on the microphone. But you can do that because there's nobody on that field that's going to judge you. There's no
I would almost
judgment,
guarantee there's no, and I love Miracle League, and they're all across the nation. I would put our Miracle League weekends up against anybody. Like, we have the funnest weekends, and it's all about the kids, and we want to make sure. And I promise you, those kids come up for one thing. Yep. They're pointing out there. I'm going for a home run shot, and when they hit that ball over that fence, it's nuts.
And
the
honor to be able to make those little cuts and to be able to make them feel like superstars and getting them out on the media, and it's just.
Well, and Rocky and I, we just love being with the kids. But even after the games, we have so many parents come up, go, "Oh my God, you guys just make the biggest difference," and just really touches us. And even there are days, trust me, that you're like, "Oh my God, I've been at this gala last night. I got to get up at 6 a.m. to go do this." And at 6 a.m., you're laying there, and then all of a sudden you start thinking about all your little buddies you're going to see and just how much fun it's going to be, and you're like, "I'm up."
TK, brother, I love the hell out of you, bro.
I love you, brother.
Man, we got a journey, we got an adventure.
It's going to be fun. We've already put 4 years of it together. Now the America gets to see the rest.
Folks, nice casual conversation. We're going to be starting doing these live remotes. We're going to be having guests come on. We're going to have Battle Scars coming up. Studios being built. There's so much going on right now that we just don't want to overwhelm you. But you know what? RomikaDesigns.com, buyverve.com, and sayingcustomtumblers.com. We're going to have all the links to all those companies that support this program.
Plus, we have cigars coming. We have our own cigar line. We have TK Sunglasses line, which Stucci is going to be pulled into that with our friends at Stare Sunglasses.
And I'm going to be selling hugs.
Melissa. Yes. So get ready. It's going to be, and then some of the things you see we're going to have in our store, I think you're going to be very appreciative. We also have a point system that will be coming out, that the more you tune in, the more you're active with us.
That's right.
You actually have points awarded to you that you can actually get stuff from our shop at no cost by using.
And maybe even get brought down here for a weekend for an event.
There will be a VIP celebrity package for the celebrity softball weekend that will be coming out. That'd be a lot of fun. That anybody can register, and if you win, it'd be 2 first-class tickets. It'd be the hotel. It'd be all the VIP. Get as many autographs as you want. It'd be a lot of fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the great Tim Klund,
give me some.
Behind the scenes, producing, Brother Ron Phillips. I am
Beautiful Ronnie.
Rocky Stucci. Folks, this is Straight from the Bar. Keep an eye out for the next episode. This is Season 1, Episode 1. And, of course, right around the corner, Battle Scars. Ladies and gentlemen, from our family to yours, much love, much respect. Good night, everybody.
And you know what? We didn't even talk about the football.
First experience right here with Miracle League. I know my story. Well, brother, tell me yours. What do you think so far, Miracle League?
Man, I'm speechless. I'm stoked over this, man. It's a blessing. People don't realize until they actually come out here. And it's all for the kids. I say over and over, it's all for the kids. And to see these kids out here, I mean, it's just heartwarming. And you know what? I love it. I love it. You guys will never get rid of me. I'm coming back for years after years after years.
We got Scooby-Doo in the house. Folks, check this out, because today Scooby-Doo is going to be hitting a home run out of the park. Hey, that right, Scooby. Go get him, big dog. Come on. Folks, I don't know about you, but if you're seeing what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing a lot of trouble right here at Miracle League Park County. ball.
Yeah. Play some ball today, baby. All right.
Okay, what's the folks, don't go anywhere. Oh, gee, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere because he is showing up, folks. Where's your costume? Where's it? Oh, man. Come on out here, baby. Support these kids, man. We need y'all. All the kids. Coming in. Home run. Just up. Home run. Let's run. Get him on board, Gary. Get him on board, Gary. We need this boy. Let's go. Go, Gary, go. Let's go, boy. Let's go. The national anthem today for the final game of the fall season of Miracle League 2022 for our Halloween edition. Awesome job. Give me some. Oh, man, do what? Now what? Come on. Oh, it's got some points on the way. It's coming home. It's coming home. Super Mario. Score about it. Coming home. Coming home. There it is. He smashes it.
Got home. Be careful how you talk about home. Here we go, Big Gary. Home run time, man. Coach Matt, watch your lips.
Oh, he's going! He's going! He's going! He's going!
Let's hear for Super Mario.
He's going! He's going! He's going! Richie Rich!
That's a free one for you.
Yeah, Richie!
Back to Superman shots going on today.
Oh, what?
Coach Matt. Get on, baby. Whoa.
Oh, he's going! He's charging the mound! He's charging the mound! He's smashing the pitch! He's going one! Ladies and gentlemen, we have him right here, the man in this place. Come on, give me some! Give me some! Come on, baby. Number one! Good job, buddy. Folks, it has been a crazy day right now. The first game is done. Super Mario hit a home run. Kobe hit a home run. Oh, we got Gary hit a home run. Folks, MiracleLakeParkCounty.com. It's the only place to be, folks. Final game of the season. Super Mario shoots it. And he's going to knock it out of the park like he did last week. But you know what? When you put this on the Super Mario stuff, it's giving you some extra minute power. And just let you know. Oh, wait. What's your favorite? Just, you know, do you have a favorite? Oh, wait. What's your favorite? Why are you looking that way, bro?
You know that movie? I love you, brother. I love you, Chacho. Oh, that's your buddy. You're my best friend. You know that, bud?
Folks, the fastest man at the Miracle League, Hartford County. I count him today. 3 seconds. That's what it's like to run bases. 3 seconds. This way. Oh, look at this. Look at this. You got the heavy, you got the delivery going on. Good. What we got going on over here, Jack? Sure, play some ball today with this werewolf. Oh, Jesus, boy, you scared the crap out of me. Do it again. Oh, Jesus. So who are you? Who are you supposed to be? Red? Panther, little Red Riding Hood. Yeah. Say Miracle League, baby. Boom! There she goes! There she goes!
Oh, man, Red Riding Hood's here tonight. Miracle League this week. Oh, man.
Oh, there it is! It's going one! Oh, he's going! He's going! He smashes it! First swing, he's going! He's going! He's going! There it is!
Yes!
Home run! Oh, he's going! He's going! He's going! He's going!
Yeah! Wow, baby!
He scores!
Yeah, that's got it.
Home run! Did you hit it? I saw you. You threw the helmet off and everything. Yes. Tell me, what were you thinking when you hit the ball? You said run, baby. Oh! Oh, Red Riding Hood. Go and watch this gonna go one. It's on. Score. And they're bucket. Oh, folks, you know, it's always nice when you come to America, but you know, and you meet up to New York, you know? You know, I don't understand before the people down here, they don't know us, you know?
Listen to the man.
They people down here, they don't understand us, you know? They don't understand us.
Paisan, you made our day.
Man, now, Dracula, he's on the side. Now, usually Dracula can beat somebody. Seems like Bill kills his son. You're not going to melt when you go on the field or anything, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. If you know, don't worry about it. I got a bucket. I'll shovel you up. We'll bring you back to the refrigerator, put you back together, get you back on the field. How's that sound? Oh, we'll put you back in. I'm just kidding. No. On behalf of Rocky, Stucci, Richard Rich, this is GrandPrixParkerCounty.com. Until next season, folks. We love you. Peace.